Even if you're in the top 1% of swimmers, there's still 2 more levels to go. It's important to know where you fall so that way you can continue to level up your swimming. Now, the first level is simply survival, and this is about half of the entire population. And it's shocking to learn that 54% of adults cannot swim. This is according to the Red Cross. So if you can already swim, which means you can swim for 25 yards, you can tread water for 1 minute, and you can jump into deep water, meaning deeper than your head level, you're already better than half of the population. Now, I know it's pretty shocking to think that half of people walking around in the United States can't swim, and the statistic is actually much worse in countries outside the United States. That's why initiatives like World Swim Day are so important, so make sure you check that out to support teaching people how to swim. So if you can already swim, which is probably why you're watching this video, you're beyond the survival level and you're up to capable. So what does capable mean? Well, in this level, you can competently swim all 4 competitive strokes legally. Now, the 4 competitive strokes are front crawl, which is freestyle, backstroke, breaststroke, and butterfly. So if you can do this for a full 25 meters, you're already in the top 25% of the population, because most people can't do that. A few of the strokes they might struggle with, maybe you can squeeze by in the front crawl. And if this is where you're at, that's totally cool. Make sure you're subscribed, learn the strokes, build your confidence, and get to that next level. So if you can do all of that stuff, which I know most of you watching can probably do that, we're gonna move up to the next level. And this is where you're a competent swimmer. You're in the top 10% of swimmers. If you can do things like pushing off the wall and streamline, you're very confident in your side breathing, you can hold your breath for over 30 seconds, which means you can probably go 25 meters underwater if you needed to. I'm not saying you got to go and do that, but you're capable of holding your breath for over half a minute. Because you have these skills, you should be anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes to complete 100 meters. And you have the endurance and the capacity to swim 500 meters, and you can do that in less than 15 minutes. Now, I know if you're watching this and you're a lot faster than that, you're probably a further up level, but if you're at this level and you're in the competence scale, that's totally okay. You are certainly capable of leveling up to advanced, and in order to do that, you're gonna have to start to put together a holistic approach to your swimming. So if you wanna get to the advanced level, it's gonna take more than swimming. You've gotta not only be fit, but you have to do other things like focus on your nutrition. Now, one way I've leveled up my nutrition is through the genetic reboot program, where you submit a DNA sample and then they test 38 different genes, and the results include information about muscle performance, food sensitivity, and vitamin absorption. And through my consultation, I was able to reaffirm that I'm extremely sensitive to caffeine. I found out I'm lactose intolerant, and these are all things that I've incorporated into my daily routine. The founder of the company, Erica Beanie, is a former collegiate swimmer, so she has the ability to translate my DNA results into a personalized training plan and work with some of the most recognizable swimming names in the world, including 50 Olympians, gold medalists, NCAA champions, world record holders, and top masters swimmers. Her motto is that not every athlete should eat and take supplements the same way, because we're all different. And I totally agree, and that's why I'm pumped to be partnering with Beanie Wellness to build up more swimmers and take a science-backed approach to nutrition. Because after all, you are what you eat. So check out the link down below to schedule a free nutrition consultation and mention MySwimPro when booking, so you can get an additional 3 months of support after completing the genetic reboot program. This is a $60 value exclusively for you guys. Now that you're at the advanced level, we're talking the top 5% of swimmers. You're following structured workouts. You can train advanced variations in workouts, meaning you know how to build your speed, descend, ascend, negative split. You can hold your breath for over 60 seconds, which is probably 50 meters or more. Of course, you're not gonna test yourself like that, but you're capable of holding your breath for over a minute. And when it comes to the time, this is the clock. You can swim 100 meters, no problem, under 1:30, and you can swim 500 meters under 10 minutes. If you're at this advanced level, like I said, you are in the top 5% of the swimming population. Now, as we get up to the very top, you're gonna start to see the numbers get really small. So if you're not at that level, that's okay. This is something to aspire and work towards. So if you're beyond the advanced level, let's see what it takes to be in the top 1% of the population. Then we're gonna talk about what it means to be advanced within the swimming population. So if you wanna be in the top 1% of all people walking around who end up going to the pool or not, you are essentially the best swimmer at the swimming pool, right? You go to the pool, you are more capable and more fit than pretty much anyone there. Or if you train on an elite team, if you're with a lot of faster swimmers, you and your clique and your posse and your swim squad, you guys are better than most swimmers in your region. You're training at least 5 sessions per week. You might be training 10 sessions per week. You're putting in strength work. You're doing resistance training. That means you're using things like parachutes, power towers, paddles, fins, snorkel. You're using the whole shebang, and you're capable of swimming 100 meters under 1 minute. If you had to swim a 500-meter race, I know it's not a race, the 400 is a race, but if you could do 500 in under 6 minutes pretty comfortably, and if you can't do that, you're really not in that top 1% club. There are 2 more levels to go in this game, and again, if you're not there, don't feel bad, because now we're getting into the international competitor level. And at this level, swimming is probably your primary focus. It's essentially your job. If you're a student athlete at university or you're still in school, you are training probably more time than you're swimming. At this level, you're doing all the prior stuff. You're doing strength work, you're working on your nutrition, all of those things, and your times back it up. As a male, you're able to go under 50 seconds in the 100-meter freestyle. If you're a female, that's under 55 seconds. If you're swimming a longer distance, like 500 meters, you can do that under 5 minutes as a male, and as a female, under probably 5:20 or 5:30. From an age group perspective, if you're a masters swimmer at this level, you're probably winning Masters Nationals in your country. If you're in the United States, you're definitely in the top 3. And if you're at the age group level, if you're 18 years old or 20 years old and you're going to US Nationals or whatever, you're probably in the top 8. So to really be in this international competitor club, you have to be one of the best swimmers in your age group, in your country, or else it's not gonna cut it. Because we have 1 more level. Yes, it keeps going, and this is the international elite. So to put some percentages on this, now we're talking about within the swimming population. So if you take, in the United States, there's over 300,000 registered USA swimming members. If you wanna be in that top 1%, we already talked about that. If you wanna be in the top 0.1%, that is the international competitor. And if you wanna be in the top 0.01%, what does that mean to be an international elite? It means you're doing everything up here, but you're essentially top 16 in the world. You are one of the best swimmers in the world in your event. If you're in the NCAA circuit, you're probably in the top 8. You're one of the best swimmers in the collegiate system, which is very, very impressive. Most people will never make it to that level in the NCAA Division 1. It means you probably have a dedicated strength coach. You probably have a dedicated physio, nutritionist. This really is your life if you want to be at that level. To give you an idea of how competitive swimming can be at the very top, at the top level, the chance of making the US Olympic team is 0.001%. You got to remember, the Olympic team just has 20-something guys and 20-something girls out of hundreds of thousands of registered swimmers. So if you are able to even make it to the Olympic trials, which would probably be in this category, right? You're in the Olympic trials. To get to that next level, just a fraction of those swimmers will even make it to the Olympics. And if you're in the United States or Australia or another top country, you're essentially one of the top 16 in the world in your event. So the goal of this video is to really show you what's possible, where you're at, to benchmark yourself, not against other people, but against yourself, to try and continue to push yourself to be the best version of yourself. Because if you can be just 1% better every week or every month, the results are gonna compound. You're gonna swim faster and smarter than ever before. So thanks for watching. I wish you the best and happy swimming.